So, Buhari charges new ECOWAS management to complete ongoing reforms. Still from there, campaigning in Chatham House can't help you. Atiku Okowa campaign mocks Tinubu. Still from Daily Times newspaper, federal government bonds attract investors as PFA's investment hit 9 trillion naira. Don't be deceived by fake promises, Okowa tells Nigerians. Still from Daily Times, attacks won't stop 2023 polls. INEC assures Nigerians. Don't be deceived. Okay, I took that one. IGP deploys personnel as Abuja Kaduna train resumes today.
All right, from the Daily Trust this morning, bold headline front page: bandits abduct 46 in Katsina villages attack, with these riders, students, worshippers, children among victims, imam, others wounded. Kidnappers demand new naira notes for ransom. We've rescued 4, chasing the attackers. That's coming from the police. INEC tracks 52 campaign incidents in 2 months. ASP stabbed to death as naval police officers clash in Lagos. Atiku Obi Kwankwaso renew pledges at Arise TV CDD Town Hall. Okay, more here. NNPC, Chevron, secure 610 billion naira funding to drill 37 oil wells. Buhari rules on constitutional regime changes in West Africa. Take that again. Buhari rules on constitutional regime changes in West Africa. IPOB behind attack on Imo INEC office. That's coming from the police in Imo State. These are some of the headlines from the Daily Trust this morning.
Right over to the Daily Post. I have this one. Niger police parade fake security team for invading Senator Musa's home. Show evidence of dislodged ESN camps. Arrested commanders. IPOB dares NSA Munguno. Wike Governor Autumn fires back at APC over errand boy comment. Again, unknown arsonist burned down another INEC office. In Imo, fresh strike looms in universities as ASU holds NEC meeting. Also from Daily Post, 13% derivation refund. I have no regret. Thanking President Buhari. That's according to Wike. When men who refuse polygamy contributing to prostitution. Ned Owoko says there. Kaduna Abuja route, IGP deploys officers to protect train passengers. All can't feed Nigeria anymore. That's according to former President Olusegun Obasanjo. EFCC speaks on new recruitment. And lastly, from the Daily Post, arrest prosecute sponsors of assassination attempt on Senator Musa. APC chieftain Momoni tells security agencies.
Right, from Premium Times, 11 injured as gunmen attack mosque in Delta. Why I want to be Nigeria's next president, ADC candidate Kachiku. This from Premium Times. Nigeria manufacturing activity stronger in November, but confidence hits record low. Governors reply federal government say insecurity failed promises responsible for rising poverty. Some more here. Arise TV Town Hall. Again, Tinubu stays away as Atiku Obi Kwankwaso attend. Tinubu not mandated by Constitution to attend debate. Asks supporters to boycott Arise TV campaign council. Men who confuse polygamy contribute to immorality, or who refuse, I beg your pardon, men who refuse polygamy contribute to immorality in society. Ned Nwoko, how we spent 13% derivation refund, local government funds on Do governor or government there. Anti-corruption war, how Obasanjo heaped praises on Ribado before getting sacked by Yaradua. Brain drain, Nigeria loses over 500 medical consultants to developed countries in 2 years.
Right from Inside Oyo this morning, Koso Flex, popular Ibadan stand-up comedian, shot dead. And here, Delta 2022, we expect more gold medals, or your government motivates athletes with cash prizes. And we have this one here. Group commends Buhari for exposing governors spending local government fund, says Makinde is among them. More from the Inside Oyo this morning. Okay, we have this still on Delta 2022, the National Sports Festival. Oyo shines in Taekwondo, para table tennis with gold medals. And here we have Atiku support groups. Meeting Ibadan appoints former Minister Oyelese as Grand Patron. Makinde approves furniture allowance for chairmen, secretaries, supervisory councillors, SAs. And lastly, from Inside Oyo this morning, Gbadegeshin daring the limit of lies by Kazim Olalekon Israel. That's some interesting read there from Inside Oyo this morning. We're going to break, and when we come back, we take more headlines and then make some sense from these headlines this morning. Stay tuned, don't go away.
You're listening to 32 FM 94.9.
Christ Mercy International Church presents 21 days powerful revival. Níbi tí Ọlọ́run ti ṣetán láti lo àwọn òjíṣẹ́ rẹ̀ pẹ̀lú àkórí ìtọ́dún yìí. Igi gbígbẹ́ léyè, ògì gbígbẹ́nu ayé wa ni ó yè láṣẹ Èdùmàrè. Tí yóò sì máa wáyé ní gbogbo aago 5 di aago 8 àṣálẹ́ ọjọ́ kọ̀ọ̀kan. Bẹ̀rẹ̀ láti 1st of December to 21st of December nínú ọdún tá a wà yìí. Prophet Mayowa Moses Fèyíjì àti ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ ìránṣẹ́ Ọlọ́run bíi Prophet Olúfẹ́mi Òní, Prophet Paul Adémodì, Apostle Olúwaṣẹ́gun Olúwaṣọgbọ́n, Prophet Adesoji Ọ̀nàbánjọ, Apostle Elijah Olúṣọlá, Prophet Augustine Ogena, Prophet Paul Arúlé Jésù, Prophet Ṣẹ́gun George, Prophet Samuel Olúdáre, tó fi mọ́ Prophet Isaac Jàyíọlá, pẹ̀lú ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ olórin ẹ̀mí bíi Akíntúndé Ìlàjà Ọlọ́run ò sọ bẹ́ẹ̀, Ẹnìtàn Olúṣẹ́gun Bámidélé EOB, Bósẹ̀ Super àti bẹ́ẹ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ. Gbogbo nínú gbọ̀ngàn àjọ wa tó wà ní number 35 Adámọ̀lẹ́kọ̀ Street beside Butterlight Bread, Ìmọ̀lẹ́ Fálàfíà Òkè Àdó Ìbàdàn. It's 08077309381. Jésù dúdì yóò. Shalom.
Everybody won't connect to something greater. Connect to the moment, the winning goal, to history. Una fit do am now. Watch the FIFA World Cup Qatar 2022 on Showmax Pro. Oh yeah now. Stream all 64 matches of the World Cup live from Super Sport on Showmax. Experience every game, anywhere, on up to 2 devices. It is available in HD and 4K also. Icho. Almost sign up now at showmax.com.
I've got the passion to chase my dreams, to become who I wanna be. Add my flavor to my life and make it truly mine. Mama door, tasty food and nutrition, cooking oil, spread and seasoning. Explore your flavor with Mama Door.
Mama Door, explore your flavor.
Ǹjẹ́ ti gbọ́ Waka Now Travel Fest ti padà dé bíbà nínú gbogbo oṣù November ní bẹ́bẹ́ yóò máa lọ. Wá jẹ́ gbádùn àwọn ìdúnàdúrà tí kò lẹ́gbẹ́ fún àwọn arìnrìn-àjò lórí owó ọkọ̀ òfurufú, ilé ìtura, visa àti àwọn ìpèsè fún ìsinmi. Kàn sí www.wakanow.com báyìí láti kópa nínú àwọn àrígbádùn tó jọjú wọ̀nyí, tàbí kó ṣàbẹ̀wò sí àwọn ojúde ìrìn-àjò wa ní Bond Mall, Ventura Mall àti Base One Plaza, Ring Road, Ìbàdàn. Gbangba ti dẹkùn. Waka Now. Gbégbégbé. Gbéra.
Oto, ṣé mo ṣe dáadáa?
Ìyá mi ẹ ṣe dáadáa. Èmi náà fẹ́ di eléré orí ìtàgé bíi ti yín.
Ọmọ mi ní ẹ̀bùn ọpọlọ. Torí ẹ̀ ni mo ṣe máa ń tì lẹ́yìn nípa mímú lọ wo àpéjọ àwọn òṣèré.
Ọmọ yín gbìyànjú.
Mo máa ń ràn lọ́wọ́ lórí àkọwò rẹ̀.
Ẹ forí balẹ̀ fún ìdá mi.
Ò káre, Twisco ni mo máa ń fún un. Kára ẹ̀ lè jí pépé.
Màámi, wọ́n ti mú mi fẹ́rẹ́ náà.
Àsìkò tèmi náà rèé láti fi yangàn fún àwọn ọmọ rẹ ní Twisco láti ṣe àtìlẹ́yìn èròǹgbà wọn. Twisco fún un lágbára láti mérò ọkàn rẹ̀ ṣẹ.
Dabbo na the first and ogbonge herbal toothpaste. E get ingredients like lemon, mint, ginger, and basil wey dey make our teeth kakaraka.
Madam Rose, na true you talk o. Dabbo na the cocoa herbal punch wey get plenty natural herbs. Dabbo, the cocoa choice for my family.
Everybody won't connect to something greater. Connect to the moment, the winning goal, to history. Una fit do am now. Watch the FIFA World Cup Qatar 2022 on Showmax Pro. Oh yeah now. Stream all 64 matches of the World Cup live from Super Sport on Showmax. Experience every game, anywhere, on up to 2 devices. It is available in HD and 4K also. Icho. Almost sign up now at showmax.com.
You're listening to 32 FM 94.9.
FM 94.9. Of course, it's the Papers Review. I am OLUTAYO, OGUNADE.
I'm Kenny, DUROTILU.
I'm CHIKE, OGBOGU.
And Austin Udumo joins us on the program. Good morning, Austin Udumo.
Good morning, Tayo, Kenny, and CHIKE.
Okay. All right. Let's start off with this one.
This is a season of surprises.
Yeah. Okay, let's start off with this one. The presidential candidate of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, on Sunday failed to make a commitment that he would use Nigerian health facilities if elected president of the country. This actually happened during a town hall meeting organized by a popular television platform. I don't know what you made of that particular one, Austin, but it looks like he wasn't going to make a commitment. Did you think he was ever going to make such a commitment live on television?
Yes, it was not surprising as far as I'm concerned. I felt so strongly that neither of the presidential candidates will be able to frantically make that type of commitment. Not even the likes of Atiku or Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Everybody knows that the second abode for Atiku, it shows the crisis the PDP is having, largely due to that, because the other camp, the wicked camp, felt that is never on ground.
Right.
Anytime he loses the election, or elections are over, he has another country where he lives as a second home. So, because of age factor and what have you, they wouldn't want to make such a commitment, because even before becoming presidents, that has always been the case. And I also see it as a sincere diplomatic move by not making commitments, because whatever commitment is just like they used to say that you have right to remain silent, because whatever you say will be used against you in the court of law. So the article technically avoided that. He refused to make commitment, so as not whatever commitment he made, so that could not be used against him in the court of public opinion in the event that he becomes the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. So I never expected, I do not know whether other Nigerians, even the anchor of such program, expected that Atiku would say, yes, I will use the sector, even in the case that there may not be doctors in years from now.
Also, so the issue now is the reason why they were asking that question, I believe, is to get some sort of commitment. Because if you are not, if you don't have that trust in the health sector in your country, I mean, how do we improve facilities? How if the president of a country cannot trust in his health facilities and goes outside the country to get them, how does that sector improve?
Yes, whether the sector improve or not, I think those in government, they are not particular about that. Once they get into government, they have their own way of doing this. Let's cast our mind back. President Muhammadu Buhari vehemently spoke against medical tourism even before he became president. Shortly after becoming president, he still talked about medical tourism, but he's the biggest beneficiary of medical tourism in the history of the country. So it's just a pity that if care is not taken, we might have another president in 2023 that all of us just had to be watching over. We took care of Umaru Musa Yar'Adua while in office, of blessed memory. Buhari too, for the past 7 years, Nigeria have always taken care of him in terms of his medical routine abroad. To the extent that recently the King of England had to ask him, do you even have a house there? Some people were clapping for him that, the president does not have a house in London. The king was asking, based on the frequency and the regularity of Mr. President in the United Kingdom, he had to ask rhetorically, do you now have a second home or a second family in the United Kingdom? You understand? If care is not taken, that might be the scenario. We know Atiku now. There was a time he was away on medical, on health grant for several months before he came back into the country, and just like that. So there is no confidence in the health sector. The only person, in my view, that could have revamped the health sector based on his experience should have been President Muhammadu Buhari, because he assessed medical tourism and healthcare facility abroad more than any other president in the history of the country. That's just the truth. But all of that, no lesson was learned. All of that is just by the way now. So for me, I don't think there's any magic any presidential candidate or any president come 2023 will perform to improve the health sector.
All right, let's take a look at a story from The Guardian. Socio-Economic Rights and Accountability Project, SERAP, has sued President Buhari and two others at the Federal High Court in Lagos over failure to probe the spending of alleged trillions of naira in ecological funds by federal, state and local governments since 2001 to date, and ensure the prosecution of suspected perpetrators of corruption and mismanagement of public funds. It's a long one from The Guardian. SERAP sues Buhari over failure to probe alleged missing trillions in ecological funds.
Yes, the call by SERAP most often time is now becoming like the hope for the common man, because what the labor union is supposed to do for us, SERAP is gradually doing. If you look at the administration and management of the ecological fund, you discover that it has always been the issue of corruption, share the money, distributable revenue. That is where we miss it. Nobody is saving. Let 100 trillion accrue for this month. Everything will be distributed and nobody accounts for anything. I remember vividly during the time of Jonathan, ecological fund was part of the fund that caused crisis between him and the then Nigerian Governors Forum, Rotimi Amechi versus I think Jonah Jang or so. So if you look at it, these governors have the appetite for spending the money. Governors who receive money, derivation from the federal government, and decide to keep quiet in their respective states until one of them had to expose them and say, what did you do with the derivation? Because of popular outcry, governor now start coming up. I saw a particular governor that said he only received 182 billion naira only. What did you do with such fund? Nobody knew that such fund existed before Wike had to thank Mr. President for releasing such fund. So if you look at it cumulatively from 2001 to this time, it's a whole lot of money. What has been done? Erosion, flood ravaged the country a few months ago. That's why the fact that we saw it coming. We became prayerful about it. We became spiritual. We only casted aspersion on Cameroon. That the Lagdo Dam, why do they have to release it? They are supposed to give us information that they want to release. Meanwhile, there was an existing agreement that right from 1982, a complementary dam had to be constructed in Adamawa State to serve as a mitigating effect against whatever that crisis could cause as a result of the release of water in Cameroon. That was not done. The purpose of ecological fund primarily is to address the issue of gully erosion and devastation,
desertification and all that.
Degradation in our environment. You need to go to some remote.
It's about 2% of the federal allocation.
Yes, you need to go to some remote areas.
The Federation account, I beg your pardon.
Remote area in the southeast. You will look at the devastating effects of flooding and erosion in those areas. So the primary purpose of this ecological fund being set aside for the federation account, is to address some of this issue.
Buhari is not interested in exposing corruption in that,
I don't think so. What all the president does recently is to just come out to say that, governors have spending money, governors are siphoning money that is meant for their state. How do you ensure that justice is done? You must look at the system very well. When the governor of Oyo State was confronted with that, I said, Mr. Governor, you also spending local government fund. He said, no, I'm not spending local government fund. The ones I released to them, they did not use it very well, so I decided to seize it. The president can also use that approach. You understand? Has it ever happened in the history of this country where the president will say that state governors, you have not judiciously or use your fund Therefore, you are not going to collect another allocation.
Is it keeping it for them?
That's the issue. It's not keeping it for them. We are not saying
will it be released to them eventually?
Will it be released if you are going? What indicates that you didn't get a re-election in office? So the issue of ecological fund is a serious matter. I don't know what can come out of this, but it's just like a wake-up call that all is not well with the management and administration of this fund. And I think largely our governors should be held accountable, because one thing with the federation account is that any money that enters the federation account is a joint venture between federal, state and local government. That is why we have said that the federal government has no right unilaterally to spend money from the federation account, because it's a three-tier account that belongs to the three tiers of government. So no one arm of government has the power unilaterally to spend that amount of fund. That is why we said NNPC was wrong to be spending money that is meant to go into the federation account. That the federal government was wrong. You are supposed to spend your own share of the fund at the end of the day. But once it's a revenue account, once it's a consolidated account, once it's a federation account, the section of the law says that the three tier of government has a say, a stake in those funds. So the ecological fund properly should be managed. There is nothing like ecological fund again. Under President Muhammadu Buhari, I think it has been depleted so much.
Maybe that is why it's not even interested.
Not even by President Muhammadu Buhari before now. Because the class of 2015 governor, those that left in 2015, those governors, they so much depleted the ecological fund, because they pile up pressure on President Goodluck Jonathan at that time, because he was interested in re-election in office. He didn't even bother.
So have we not learned any lessons from the recent flooding, and how do we hope to mitigate?
See, Tayo, that is what we are doing. I have some friends who had to spend 4 or 5 days around Lokoja area because they were traveling. They were praying that the water would come down. It was after the water subsided that they had to pass, not as if the federal government worked on the water, on all the state government. We have to your turn to Israel now until another 365 days, when we start seeing the effect again. We start a fire brigade approach. Don't forget, NEMA warned serially that there will be flooding around such period, but we took it for granted. So in Nigeria, these are stuff that does happen, but let us put measures in place to ensure that ecological fund is well accounted for. If governors receive ecological fund, they must have something to show for it, because it's not fund that you use to pay salary. It's not fund that you spend just anyhow at the end of the day.
All right, let's look at this story here. It says, why new Naira notes may be illegal, by Femi Falana. The activist lawyer has urged President Muhammad Buhari to send a supplementary bill to the National Assembly to authorize the withdrawal of public funds from any account of the Federation for the printing of the new Naira notes. He said, unless this is done, the printing of the new Naira notes without appropriation by the National Assembly may be declared illegal and unconstitutional if it is challenged in a court of competent jurisdiction. And here the headline says, why new Naira notes may be illegal. Will the new Naira notes ever be illegal in this system?
If it is challenged and a judgment comes from a court of competent jurisdiction, that is the dimension Femi Falana is taking it to. By law, it is long overdue. By law, approval is discretionary on the part of Mr. President. What Femi Falana is saying is that by a combination of provision of sections of the Constitution, that for all money to be spent, it must be appropriated for by the National Assembly.
Section 59 of the Constitution.
Expressly, that it has to be appropriated for.
Let me quote it. It says, an appropriation bill or supplementary bill, including any other bill for the payment, issue, or withdrawal from the Consolidated Revenue Fund or any other public fund of the Federation of any money charged thereon, or any alteration in the amount of such payment, issue, or withdrawal, must pass through the National Assembly.
Yes, the solution is simple. A mere endorsement, official endorsement by Mr. President, by word of mouth, cannot suffice as far as the law is concerned. The president can come up with what they call the money bill to the National Assembly, indicating interest that so and so amount of money is needed for the redesigning and the printing of the new Naira note. Pure and simple. If the president put that in place, then we are safe as far as the law is concerned. What Falana is saying is that anybody can just wake up tomorrow and accuse the federal government. Where did you get the money from that you have used? Because it will amount to billions of naira. Record shows that between 2016 and 2021, mutilated notes to the tune of over 10 trillion were destroyed in Nigeria, and about 158 billion naira was used to destroy those notes. You understand? So you need to appropriate this fund. Where did you get the money from? Because at the end of the day, it's going to run into hundreds of billions to redesign this note.
I'm quoting you. You said about 158 billion naira was used to destroy 10 trillion.
It's according to the record. Do you know why? This currency note that we are using, that is going to expire by 31st of January. Fund will be needed to mop them up across the country. Take them to the reserve of the central bank. The central bank will assign a designated location to be. The president celebrated the fact that this is the first time Naira note will be printed by the Security Printing and Minting Company in Nigeria. You know, that is shameful. You have a company, an agency of government, Security Printing and Minting Company, and yet they cannot print our Naira note except for this time, which is the first time in Nigeria. You understand? So money is needed to be able to do all of this. That is why Falana is making a call.
Where does the executive order come into play by the president?
See, as far as this is concerned, there's something like executive order. The president, from the time he assumed office, have had about 20 executive orders or so. A lot of them has also helped. We talked about the NFIU issue, the local government issue. Executive order came. There is this one I love most, the local content order, the executive order bill, that it is only when Nigeria does not have the technical know-how that foreigners should come in. Do you know that there are some people who are technicians from foreign nations who work in Nigeria and are paid in foreign currency?
Yeah,
they are technicians. They don't. Some of them don't even understand. Some of them don't even understand simple English. You have to interpret to them. They are technicians.
So when you look at that and the executive order,
so what the president is saying, before now that was the practice, but what the president is now saying is that in the area of competitive bidding, in the area of contract execution, in the area of professionalism, let us see how we can inculcate our own local system that will boost local content. There is this company in Nigeria, I don't want to mention name. The company cited a manufacturing plant in Ghana, and they wanted to bring a quality assurance manager from Nigeria for that company. The Ghanaian government said no. The quality assurance manager had to be our own son of the soil.
Ghanaian.
You understand? So that's the issue. You know, this issue also play out. Sometimes ago, they asked the Oyo State governor and say, why are you always awarding contract to people from other area? He said, our own people will provide the labor. It is not supposed to be so. Because when you are doing that, you are indirectly saying that the local people, they don't have a say. They cannot do other things than to provide many jobs for the people. So as far as this Naira note is concerned, there is nothing like executive order. The president has not indicated executive order. In short, it was just Femi Falana that opened the eyes of the whole world that where is the federal government getting the money. He didn't say the redesign of the Naira was not good. He's only saying that where did the federal, for the redesign, where did you get the money from? It's very simple. Take a money bill to the National Assembly. Let there be something like a supplementary budget, because the law says that the National Assembly must appropriate for every fund that is being spent by the federal
Austin,
government.
kindly hold your thoughts there. We'll go on this break now. And when we come back, we'll open the phone lines. Stay tuned.
You're listening to 32 FM 94.9.
Waka Now Travel Fest is back, and it's a showdown all through November. Enjoy unbeatable travel deals on flights, hotels, visas, and holiday packages. Visit www.wakanow.com now to get these amazing deals, or visit our travel centers at Bond Mall, Ventura Mall, and Base 1 Plaza, Ring Road, Ibadan. Ladies and gentlemen, the showdown is here. Waka Now, let's go.
Má jẹ́ jìyà bí aláìní ọ. Jẹ́ kí rògbòdò. Ọ̀sẹ̀ yìí gángan ni o. Ìsọjí iṣẹ́ agbára Ọlọ́run ọlọ́jọ́ mẹ́sàn-án tó máa bẹ̀rẹ̀. Adámímógó Global Convention
celebration ọjọ́ ayọ̀ ti 2022 nínú pàgọ́ ilé tó ti máa dedicate ẹ̀ adámímógo Jesus City ọlọ́run tó pé wòlíì Sáàmù Olúwalú adámímógo ó fẹ́ tú gbogbo èèyàn lẹ́nu convention eléyìí pẹ̀lú àkòrí absolute deliverance ọjọ́ Friday gẹ́gẹ́ November 25 the Sunday 4th December ní ọlọ́run ayọ̀ babalọ́lá láti máa tú àwọn èèyàn sílẹ̀ nípasẹ̀ ìpè ọ̀pọ̀ wòlíì májẹ̀mú àwọn olórin ẹ̀mí Bísí Aláwìyé Àlùkò Bùkọ́lá Adéṣẹ́wọlé Jésù Esther Ìgbẹ́kẹ̀lé Ìlàjà Akíntúndé Ọlọ́run Sọ́bẹ̀ Adéyínká Aláṣeyọrí Pásítọ̀ Ẹ̀fọ́ Ọládélé CAC President wòlíì Sáàmù Olúwalú adámímógo wọ́n á máa pàṣẹ ìtúsílẹ̀ àǹfààní one-on-one counseling tó máa wà látọjọ́ Friday 25 di Sunday 4th December ní adámímógo Jesus City Ìbẹ̀jùlẹ́kì Ẹ̀pẹ́ Expressway Ìlàmìjà Village Aláró City nílùú Èkó.
Wow! Knowing you're running on is one thing, going for it is another. That is why you're enjoined not to settle for less when you can actually win big and flex as you like on VetsWGB.com. Oh yes, VetsWGB.com is a win-win platform that puts smile on your face whenever you bet on it. Repackaged and renewed for unlimited market options, highest odds, unmatched accumulated bonus, beautiful event selection, unbeatable in-play cash out, simplified access, fantastic user interface with an array of products like sports bets, slot, virtual soccer, roulette, lucky balls, and lots more, alongside mouth-watering bonuses. See what I mean? VetsWGB.com is still the wise choice.
God bless Nigeria. Live, work, and study in Canada, United Kingdom, Ireland, Cyprus, South Africa, and India. Become a permanent resident of Canada. Best country to live. Work in the United Kingdom as a skilled worker, a health worker, a caregiver, and enjoy a family life in the UK. Start your 2023 migration travel and tour plan now through NTT Go Abroad. Register for your visa process now at nttgoabroad.com and NTT Go Abroad app with 50% discount at Online Dynamics Limited, 4th floor, Cocoa House, Dugbe, Ibadan, and Stallion Hillside, Jericho, Ibadan, and collect your Christmas gifts instantly. Migration, travels, and tours. NTT Go Abroad. Integrity, expertise, and experience. 0810-273-8145. NTT Go Abroad. Powered by Online Dynamics Limited. Registration closes December 16th.
We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Families are already preparing for Laughter Santa 2022.
Jingle the bells! Feliz Navidad!
Laughter Santa's here again, and he's smiling with lots of gifts. To participate, you can buy your Laughter Santa card for 2,000 Naira only to see Santa and get your unique laughter number, which is your unique access to your Laughter Santa raffle on radio. And from 5:15 to 6 p.m. daily, from the 1st to the 24th December 2022, you can call on the Laughter Santa raffle show to win loads of goodies from Santa, like refrigerators, cash gifts, free meal for a month, bags of rice, bicycles, a surprise gift, and many more. You can get your Santa card at 4th floor, Cocoa House, Dubai. For sponsorship and inquiries, call Auntie Yellow on 0803-651-5050 or Tope on 0803-576-6925.
Oto. Ṣé mo ṣe dáadáa?
Ìyá mi ẹ ṣe dáadáa. Èmi náà fẹ́ di eléré orí ìtàgé bíi tiyín.
Ọmọ mi ní ẹ̀bùn ọpọlọ. Torí ẹ̀ ni mo ṣe máa ń tì lẹ́yìn nípa mímú lọ wo àgbéjọ àwọn òṣèré.
Ọmọ yín gbìyànjú.
Mo máa ń ràn lọ́wọ́ lórí àkọ́wò rẹ̀.
Ẹ forí balẹ̀ fún ìdá mi.
Ò káre. Twisco ni mo máa ń fún un. Kára ẹ̀ lè jí pépé.
Màámi, wọ́n ti mú mi fẹ́rẹ́ náà.
Àsìkò tèmi náà rèé láti fi yangàn fún àwọn ọmọ rẹ ní Twisco láti ṣe àtìlẹ́yìn èròǹgbà wọn. Twisco fún un lágbára láti mérò ọkàn rẹ̀ ṣẹ.
All right, welcome back. It's still a Break of Dawn newspaper review on this dial, 32 FM 94.9. The phone lines are open now. In case you're a first-time listener, numbers to call 0705 5000 949. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Ayo, Kenny, PKR Austin.
Good morning.
Good
morning.
President Muhammadu Buhari did not have any right, including any fund of anybody. Cited Lagos State government as a federal government to take on judgment on withhold funds of local government in Lagos State. Do you know that federal government is helping state to control erosion under the office of the Secretary of Federation? They are using their own ecological funds to control erosion in some states. I know that of Osun, Anambra, Enugu. State governments said they accused the federal government of Buhari of their fake promise. 75% of the funds acquired to the state government is being used in the state capital. But to rural areas in Nigeria, they should wave up. And this is local government funds by governors. They should give it back to the local government. Why 5 kilometer roads in your state? Have a nice time. God bless you. God bless Nigeria.
Thank you for your call there. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Valky's Onodion from Ibadan. As regards the brain drain from the health sector, you can't keep on telling Nigerians to stay put in Nigeria where there is almost nothing good for them to look up to. I know someone, a consultant in this Oyo state, that left Nigeria for the UK to take a lesser role. And when he got there, he was telling me how, the huge amount of money compared to what he was earning in Nigeria after he had removed taxes. Just like your analyst said, the only person that could have bettered the health sector was President Buhari. When he was sick in 2016 and he came back, he said they had never been sick like that. So you have never been sick like that. Why did they not do something with the health sector? You are not prioritizing their welfare, and of course there are no updated equipment. Do you want them to keep working with outdated equipment until those things are prioritized? We'll keep on experiencing alarming rate of brain drain in our cogent sector. Good morning.
Thank you, Balkis. 009 7000 949 0705 5000 949. Chike, wanted to talk about insecurity in your state.
Yeah, it becoming a serious issue now. Young guys who have some bright future are being
Flex was killed over the weekend, and also
so
one Wale Adinka.
Yes, so sad.
Around the level.
And it's about robbery. They rob them and still kill them, sniff life out of them.
Kill them, take their car away. I think Oyo State government really need to work on that. Like they say that politics is local, security is also local.
Yeah.
We understand the challenges. However, the government can also do better.
There's this headline, Austin, maybe you react to this. Ex-depot price hits 225 naira per litre as petrol scarcity persists.
Yes, it's really a hard time because if ex-depot price goes beyond 200 naira, which means that pump price most likely will be around 300. It's quite unfortunate. The government is missing in action.
Because the landing cost might just be 270, thereabout.
That is what it will be because ex-depot price is the drive price at which marketers even buy.
Yes.
From the depot. So if they buy, they want to transport.
Pay for transport, pay for union.
Pay for union. There are some associated taxes that they will pay for. They will also factor in the cost of dispensing.
They gave us a clue last, recently. They said the best price will be 400 naira.
See, that will be after subsidy will have been removed. It does not make any economic sense to dispense at 300 when you still pay trillions of naira subsidy. That is why we have said that the government really need to step into the situation. But it looks as if we are just on our own. The marketers are exploiting the people at the expense, at the supervision of the government.
009 7000 949 0705 500949. Good morning, guys. Buhari should stop blaming governors. He should act as the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Enough of these blames, left, right, and center. That's from Timothy Okori. Good morning. It's good. The level of investment have increased recently. Nigeria should take advantage of the value of the low currency to attract investment in low manufacturing, initially by creating good policies, especially when foreign and Western companies are leaving. OLUTAYO, Omobamiroha, we got that. Thank you. With the present economic hardship in Nigeria, where the price of fuel and other essential commodities are soaring up, and when we have enough natural resources that can help develop the nation, but unfortunately corruption has overwhelmed this country. Meanwhile, the APC federal government promised us to tackle the issue of corruption. That's from Omade Adekunle.
All right, Austin, before we go, I'd like to take your thoughts real quick on this one. Facebook reaction that we had to this particular story. Don't blame us. You failed Nigerians. Governors reply federal government. Apparently, the federal government and state governors trading blames there as to who's responsible for insecurity in the country, according to that particular headline.
Who is responsible for
insecurity,
increasing rate of
poverty,
yes.
and of course
the governor cited insecurity and failed promises on the part of the federal government. The federal government cited inability of the governors to invest in rural community. That is fueling insecurity. The governor will also be blamed for this. Do you know why? They have a way of coming up with a class action under the aegis of the Nigerian Governors Forum to compel even Mr. President to stampede him, to pressurize him to doing their bidding.
Right.
In the case of local government autonomy, they went to Mr. President. Judicial autonomy, they went to the Mr. President and said they don't want it. In the case of which other area, there was a particular one, a very popular one, that they had to go to Mr. President to stampede them. In the case of direct primary, they went to Mr. President and they had their way. The bill was sent back. They had to stampede the National Assembly and make it a walkover for them. So if the governors want to slow down the rate of poverty in their various states, in particular, and in Nigeria in general, they can achieve it by going to the federal government and say, you have failed in your promises. It is only because the center can no longer hold. That is why they are speaking from both sides of their mouth.
We need to go. Let's have your take on this one. Men who refuse polygamy contribute to immorality in society.
Our friend, he has come up again. He said, when I saw it, I just glossed over it. That men who do not want polygamy, they are contributing to immorality, they are contributing to prostitution and what have you in the society. At times you had religious factor to it. There are some religions that permit it, some other religions they do not permit it. I think caveat emptor, buyers beware. Whatever you want to do as a person, you choose to do.
It's a matter of choice.
Yes, it's a matter of choice. So I don't think it's entirely correct. It depends on the way you look at it.
Thank you for featuring on the Break of Dawn newspaper review, Austin.
Thank you.
My name is Chike OGBOGU, wishing you a very positive week ahead.
I am OLUTAYO OGUNADE.
My name is Kenny DUROTILU. Have yourself a pleasant day.
The joy of a great nation rests on the shoulders of a radio station.
Camera action. Your music.
32 FM 94.9.
You're listening to the Smart Kids Show with Auntie Yellow.
Hakuna Matata. What a wonderful phrase. Hakuna Matata. Ain't no passing craze.